Alright, hello everybody and welcome back. We're gonna do the corpse run for our monk here who got wiped in Blackburrow, the dungeon. So outside, just gonna kill a couple gnolls, see if I get some fangs. You see here I got 3 fangs already, just sitting around outside and killing some, most of these gnolls are green now that I'm level 9. But all I did was equip myself with 2 low-level splintering clubs. Not wearing anything and not doing anything else, just trying to get our corpse back. So after I kill this gnoll, we'll head into Blackburrow and attempt to get our corpse back by any means necessary. And I'll show you a command you can use when you get close to your corpse. You can drag it away from any mobs that may be hovering over your corpse. There is a way to drag it away, but it only works for short distances, so you can't do it from, far away. So I'll head into Blackburrow now. That gnoll might be waiting there. I'll just attack him too. Yep, so I'll just attack him. Give him a nice kick in the nuts. And go back this way. Drag him over here, just in case he tries to run for the entrance of the dungeon. So this guide will help. Basically, anyone who's a new player and you end up dying you will die in a dungeon at some point. It's just a fact of life in a game like Everquest, where what happened to me, where basically one of the blue mobs ended up being 1 level below me and much stronger than I anticipated, and he managed to get the 1 up on me and take me out. So you will die, and if you're in a group, you may have an enchanter who can go invisible, or you may have a rogue who can hide, or a halfling, and they can normally drag your corpse out. And if they can drag your corpse out, it's much more helpful because they can drag it right to the dungeon entrance and you can loot everything. Also, paladins and clerics have resurrection spells, and those will give you back some of your lost XP. So if you're in a group and you end up wiping in the group and you end up dying, if a high level paladin comes around, not even high level, but the higher level paladin spells give better XP percentage back to you. It won't be 100%, but I think it's like from 60 to 90% gets returned to you, which is not bad at all for getting wiped in a dungeon. But the feeling of going into dungeons, especially on your first time, is pretty intense because of what's at stake. It's not like a game, any other type of RPG, where if you die you lose durability, or even if you lose experience, you respawn with all your gear. In this game you lose 10% experience and you respawn with nothing, so you got to go back and get your gear, which is why I always recommend you keep at least 10 to 20 platinum in the bank, preferably as much platinum as you can keep in the bank, unless you're going to auction with other players in the game that use common lands. You want to keep most of your money in the bank. That way when you respawn, you have a way to get some resources back. And one thing I can mention about the Magica classes, or the class that uses mana, those classes have a spell book, and all your spells that you memorized get wiped. So you gotta rememorize all the spells you have in your spell book. Sucks in the low levels because it takes a little bit longer to memorize spells until you can get your meditate skill up. But after that, in the higher levels, rememorizing your magic skills or magic spells doesn't take that long. And one other thing for the magic classes, which I'll go through when I start my leveling up a magician tutorial, is that they have I believe 8 or 9 spells that can be in your spell gem at one time. So you can't, in World of Warcraft, have 3 rows of abilities and spells. You only get to use 8 or 9, and that's it. You don't get to just keep casting a whole bunch of spells, because if that were the case in EverQuest, you'd be much more overpowered. So it forces you to use 8 spells, and you'll see a lot of mages, bards, and other classes, they'll meditate, take 1 spell out, put 1 spell in, and they'll rotate casting, especially buffs. They'll put spells out and put spells back into their spell gem to do for all the bunch of buffs that they have. I currently have a level, oh, see this? A train just ran into me. He did shout train, but he got killed. He got me killed. Now you got another experience, see that? It has to be for a reason. Now you get to see another experience, getting wiped by a train. He did shout train, but I was talking and not paying attention, so I got on that one. So back to the bank. get money, and go back. Alrighty, that's 89%. That's not too much. I had like 97 starting out before I got killed the first time. You can see how frustrating this can get. But once you get back in the saddle and you get your corpse back and things start going over again, it makes it much more rewarding because you had to fight just that much more to basically get yourself up to where you were. So it can be tedious. It's not a game for people who are very impatient about leveling. It's more about the journey than it is about the end. They say that about Classic World of Warcraft, but you can solo Classic World of Warcraft pretty easily, but you can solo this game, but it would be incredibly hard and take a much more time than doing it in groups. But it is a pain in the ass if you have to keep getting wiped because some guy ran a train on you, as you just saw there. It's come flying by. I wasn't paying attention at all. I was concentrating on what I was talking about, and then I got my ass kicked there. So I'm gonna pull some more plat out. So I got two. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta remember if I have to loot. I can't remember what corpse I'm supposed to loot because I have two now. I think I'll go and loot. I'll go and loot the corpse that has most of my stuff rather than. So I'm gonna take about 4 plat with me, and so basically what you're gonna need is food and weapons, if you have a monk, and also a light source, which fire beetle eyes right outside the Kinos gate is pretty much where you can get those from. But let's see who can give me some really cheap. Nope, not you. Alright, how about you, buddy? Crack staff, splintering club. I just need a club. Just check around here. End up finding someone who has it. Find steel warhammer. No thanks. Here we go. 1, 2, and that's done. So we will equip those. Bam, bam. Alright, so we got our clubs. And we'll head on out to another area where I'll basically show you where to get food and water at. And it doesn't matter what you're eating or drinking. There's no, as far as in the low levels, I don't think there's any stat bonus foods. There could be later on. I'd have to check P99. Is it baking, I believe? Baking or cooking, where the craft skills. If they have that, it will give you any type of boost whatsoever. One thing about crafting in this game is it's not very involved, and it really, unless you want to waste hundreds of hours of time, it's really not worth it unless you're like a ranger who's making their own arrows or something like that. It takes a lot to get crafting up in this game, and it's just something I don't really do all that often. So I'll buy 5 breads and 5 waters. And remember, we're buying that because we needed to regen our health, and if I did have a magic class mana, but it keeps our stats keeps our health up, our rest rate. I believe if you sit down as a combat class, you get 1 extra additional HP per 6 seconds. But I believe the tick on HP restoral is every 6 seconds you get so much HP restored, and it does take a while, and the higher level you get, the more HP you'll have, and the longer the ticking time will take to get you back up. Which is why having the men skill is a really good thing to have, and you want that to be skilled up, so that way every 6 minutes you can pop that men skill and get yourself some HP back. And we now make our journey. I'm gonna check who's in the dungeon this time before I waltz in there, just to make sure. Not having any equipment definitely sucks. I'm taking a lot of damage that I would normally take. Noticed. Because just taking on those green mobs back to back just now got me down to 75% health, which would not happen if I had all that leather armor on. So I would definitely say the weight class for you to get a bonus with Monk is 14.5. You see I have weight 13. So technically I have that bonus activated right now. I'm not sure what it does, but the trade-off in getting your ass kicked because your AC, I don't know if it puts your AC up or your strength or stamina up, or not sure what the bonus is, but whatever it does, I much prefer to have the armor so I can compensate for the amount of damage being taken. If you were in a group and you had a healer, and if you're tanking or not tanking as a monk, maybe something beneficial to have, not sure. But as far as just a general solo use, I would not recommend that at all, being 14 weight or below. And one thing I forgot to mention strafe running. That's where you hold WA or WS down at the same time. You're strafing. Whenever you're strafing like this, you're going a little bit faster. I know I mentioned that before, but the reason why you would want to use this, not so much for traveling, but it's for when you're being chased by a mob. If you strafe run while being chased from a mob, you have a much less likely chance to get hit. So it's kind of a, I wouldn't call it a cheat because it's part of the game. It's the way the game is built. But if you strafe run like this, where you're running in strafe mode, you will be able to outrun the mob. Over time, you'll gain on the mob, unless the mob has Spirit of the Wolf activated where they can chase you faster. You will gain speed over the mob and basically be able to not get hit, and that's great whenever you're running across the much wider landscape West Corona. I forgot to get a light source. This is gonna suck. Why did I forget the light source? I believe I can see inside the keep without the light source. I'll have to check. If not, I'll pause the video and come back after I go back to Keno's Hills and get a fire beetle eye, so we have a light source. Just one thing about humans, and there's two types of monk races: human monks and Ixar monks. Ixars are, see, he ran into the dungeon, so you can't kill him. That's why I like to pull him back before I try to kill him, because they love to run in there and then you zone if you try to go after him. Anyhow, all right, let's see what we got here. All right, let's do a quick who. We have a 13 shaman and a 9 monk, which is me, so we have 2 players. I don't know if that chamois was the one that got me murked earlier. Entrance here. Entrance. It's dark, but not too dark with the torches out. Alright, looks like the 12 shaman cleared us. I would like for it to just be clear so I can get my corpse. And there he is. There's our 12 chamois. So there are gnolls here. Will you come after me? Don't want anything to come after me. And as you can see there, the gnolls are populated. You see how those gnolls, there's one here, one behind him, and one over here. That's where you can get messed up pretty good if you pull by. Oh, come on. See my corpse over there? That's me, Lyanus corpse. So if I type in /C corpse, so I'm too far away. So you can see even at this distance, I'm too far away to summon. So I'll just creep closer. Type it again. Too far away. These 2 guys. Oh, they're blue too. Not cool. I'm going in the water. I'm not risking it. Swimming is also a skill, so you're gonna be like molasses if your swimming skill's not up. That's another skill that you have. You basically have skills in pretty much everything. Alright, so luckily I'm not in a mob laden area, and I can finally loot my corpse. You get all my gear back. And that's what you would do. You just right click on everything, get all your gear back. And it looks like I got other shit. Yeah, it's because my main weapons were not. Put this in here to get light. This here. And wait, did I get the backpack now? I guess I did. Alright, so your backpacks will reset sometimes like this. You just drag them back. Alright, so I will dive back into the water. Don't want to be doing any fighting right now. I just want to get out of here so I can reset myself. Let's see if my other corpse, because I had no fangs on that corpse and some plat, so let's see if I can get that one. Creep up here, creep around here. Cool. This Beowulf, the shaman, and we're gonna check and see if I can loot my other corpse. And if it's there, I'll show you what Drag Corpse does. CORPSE. Try again. CORPSE. What? How far did I get? Oh, I was right there. Alright, so there he is right there, right? So CORPSE. See, it drags it. And that's how people drag your corpse out. They usually put this, they map this to a hotkey down here in this socials at the end. You can go here and set, so right here I can do corpse, CORPSE, and then put the command in, CORPSE, accept. So I can take that button, put it in my hotbar, select my, I don't even have to select myself, I don't have to do that, so I can just do that. And then hit the button and bam, drags it to me. So get all this stuff. I don't overweight class with these clubs. See, I'm over encumbered. It's in the red, my agility tank, so I want to get rid of that stuff. Get rid of this. Alright. Am I missing something? I'm confused. 1, 2, 3, 4 backpacks. 2 clubs are there. Alright, that's what I was looking for. 2 clubs right here. Open door. It's nighttime, so I don't want to fall into the hole there. Come around slowly. We're gonna get the hell out of Blackburrow. There it is. Alright, and that was a successful corpse retrieval. Even though I had a tank run on me, if I was higher level, that probably would have pissed me off a lot more, but that can happen. So dungeons is one of those areas where, especially if when you get to a new dungeon, it's just the feeling you get of intensity and oh shit. Even new areas in the overworld. I just my magician. I haven't played Velius yet with my magician, so he's level 45, and I believe he could do some soloing in Velius. And I'm currently went to the outskirts of Velius and the Ocean of Tears, or sorry, the ice-clad ocean, and just being in that area at night with the snow leopards roaming about, who are lower level than me and can easily be killed by my pet, but still, just the feeling is like, oh shit, I'm in a whole new place, and you just don't get that with any other game, and that's one of the cool things about Classic Everquest is that it makes the adventure to a new location feel much more real because of what's at stake with your corpse. If you're bind it all the way back, my magician was bound to Freeport. So if I had been killed, I would lose all my stuff and I would be in Freeport. And it takes 30 to 40 minutes to ride the boat because the riding the boat over the ocean is, in order to make the game feel vast and realistic, it actually takes a lot of time to travel by boat. So you have to get on a boat with a regular boat. That boat takes you to an island. You get on that island, and on that island, there's the icebreaker boat, which allows you to get to the ice-clad ocean. You get on the icebreaker, and then you get to Velius. So it actually takes time to travel between the different continents. They wanted it to feel like a real world, hey, I'm traveling. Not overbearing where it's 3 hours, but just enough time to where you feel like you're really traveling a vast distance. Which it sucks if you die and you're just traveled that distance and you got to travel it again. Or if something crazy happens, you fall off the boat. That really sucks. But yeah, it's one of those things that makes EverQuest a unique game, as far as in my opinion. But anyway, that'll about do it for our corpse retrieval video. Next time I make a video on this monk, it will probably be for doing bandit sashes. And you'll do bandit sashes and trade those in for bronze weapons, which you can sell to get platinum. And then from there, we'll move on to Will-O-Wisp, where you kill Will-O-Wisp and you get globes. They look like this, but they're not moonstones. They're something else. Light stones is what they're called. Take those light stones and you take them to a spell person in West Karana, or sorry, North Karana. You take them to a person in North Karana, trade those in, and if you have a greater light stone, you trade those in and you'll get a book, which is also a container, and that's worth almost 10 plat. So for every greater light stone you loot, you get 10 plat when you sell it to them. So it's a great way to make money in the lower levels when you're about level 15, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's a great way to make money. But anyway, that will do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it was something you liked watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.